Hello all, and welcome to Vanilla Minecraft. This is the Gray Mesa. This is going to be a Friday video. Oh, nope, don't look at that yet. This is going to be a Friday video. And I just wanted to showcase my vanilla build. This is on a server, which is why I have different equipment. And you'll notice I actually have a slightly different skin as well. It has the arms and legs and such, and like body plates and things like that. Quick rundown of my equipment. I've got a diamond pickaxe, efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and mending. All of this is mending except for this guy. Not mending yet. This is my weaver cleaver. It is for killing spiders because I have so many spider and cave spider spawners that I know about, and I don't like destroying any of them, so I turn them into grinders and stuff. But in any case, this was a gift from someone else. They came up with a clever name. This is my gentle touch pickaxe, my silk touch. Not as quick as the other one, but that's good because it's silk touch. Also, my rib cracker, general sharpness 5 axe, and my bone breaker, which is my smite axe, because there's nothing worse than skeletons and zombies. And this guy can take any of them out in one hit, which is fantastic. It's a bit slow, but it is an incredible amount of power. Like, you know, this does 12 attack with the sharpness 5, but it still takes 2 hits to kill anything. This does a lot more damage to the undead. And this is my dirt bane. Nice little mending shovel. I love mending, because it used to be that I just used stone tools all the time, but mending means that I don't have to feel bad about using diamond, because I can just repair it. It doesn't languish away in my, in a chest somewhere after I get it down to a low enough level. In any case, we are right now within one of the walls of the Gray Mesa. And if you look down there, and you look down there, you'll see, wow, that's pretty long. That extends pretty far. There's another layer of walls out there. All of this is a work in progress, mind you. But yeah, there's another set of walls out there, and those are even bigger because they have to go around these walls. And then on the inside is the keep, and that is a smaller set of walls. However, it is much, much taller. How much taller? I will show you right now. You'll notice the walls have this interesting design. They are actually columnar in style, and then for the outside I filled in this area. What was that sound? That may have been a strain. Or a stray. Yep. One stray. And as you can see, one hit and he is dead. But I'm slowed now. I don't like this. But again, I can just take things out in a single hit. And mend my pickaxe while I do it. Love that. This is the Gray Mesa. That is some of the outer walls. I'll show you a more finished portion in a bit. But this is the central keep of the Gray Mesa. And it just goes up, and up, and up, and check that out. That is an ice spire. Now, you can't see it very well right now because of draw distance. Actually, let me just real quick. Options, video settings. Full render. Turn off my particles, or, yeah, minimal particles, no VSync. Maybe I should do VSync, I don't know. Anyways, clouds are off. Let it render in a bit. Check that out. Look at that freaking ice spire. Look at it. And see, that's 2 shots even with a sharpness 5 axe. Look at that! That That is the spire that tops the Gray Mesa. Now I will show you, actually, a much better image of that spire. The guy who runs the server was kind enough to go into creative mode. And there's him dead. And there's him dead. And there's him dead. There we go. Yeah, the guy who owns this, or not, I guess, yeah, technically he owns it. It's a server run on the servers of an outside company. I'm not going to tell you the company quite yet. I'm going to ask if I have permission to do that. But he was kind enough to go into creative mode and record a flight around this spire. Oh, great. You will not believe how many times I have died from fall damage. Like, seriously, it is a little ridiculous and kind of sad. But yeah, I will show you that video of the Spire flight right about now. As you can see, this was back when I was still in the process of building the spire itself. You can see me working on it, actually, right there, with a sort of that lip around the edge. That's where I'm actually taking the spire down. I initially built it too large, and so I had to carve it down so that it wouldn't have a flat top and would come to a proper point. Yep, that's me. Now he dives down, and he actually goes down into the bowels of the Mesa. This is my little bedroom area. Just kind of a neat place. I like it. I got a little pool, a little bathtub. But right above here, that's an area that my friend lives in. A couple of guest bedrooms for people that might want to stay. Right above this, via these 4 stairways, oh, I'll have to use these to show you, yeah. These go all the way up to the spire, the base of the spire. But these 4 stairways come up and show you this place. Check it. This is the interior dome, the Dome of Doom, as I kind of like calling it. Hopefully there's no zombies on the stairs. Doesn't look like there are, they're just out there yelling at me. This is the Dome of Doom. This is the original natural top of the mountain. Minus, you know, a couple of creeper explosions. And with some trees redone. And a lot of stuff filled in with dirt because, yeah, creeper explosions. And there used to be a lot more snow, and it's not as natural as it could be. But anyways, it's something of a wildlife preserve. I'll show you later, but there's a reason that there's not many places things can spawn out here in this area. And so they all spawn in this nice dark spot. It's very dangerous in there. I do not recommend ever going in. Which is why there's like one entrance, maybe. Once I've finished building the dome over top of it, I'm never going in there. If I can avoid it. Unless I do some significant terraforming. That is a little shack that was placed there by a buddy who was on the server before me when it first opened up. And, or at least the server that I joined. The world that I joined the server on. And he found this mountain before I did. and left that there for me as a sort of fun scavenger hunt starting point, and, you know, a safe spot to spend my first couple nights. Yeah, this place is actually more dangerous than it should be because those aren't lit up. This is part of the interior top, and that goes on for a couple of levels around the outside of the dome. I don't know if I'm ever going to do anything with those places, these spaces in here. They might just be in there to make me feel good about having things be equalized and patterned. This, however, I do have plans for this spot, because this is underneath the ice spire. Look at that. Is that not cool? Is that not amazing and awesome? And this is all double layered snow, which means that mobs cannot spawn here, which is also amazing and cool. I'm probably going to make this my treasure room. I have a lot of stuff, a lot of valuables, and I would absolutely love to be able to show it off in a place as cool as this, because look, it is underneath so much ice. Look at all that solid ice. Solid, I tell you. It's pretty neat. And you can go all the way up right now, anyways. You can go all the way up. You can go through here to the center. And of course, mobs don't spawn on ice, so I don't need to worry about mob-proofing any of this. It's amazing. But it also, ice is also very hard to see. Whoop. Yes, okay. Hard to see where the path is. Especially when you're skipping frames. It's not appreciated. Okay, I swear that there's a... There they are. Way up there still. A little balcony around here. I was initially going to just have this go straight up all the way to the peak, but unfortunately the world build limit means that I cannot. And yes, that goes all the way up to the world build height limit. I'm pretty proud of that. Not all of this ice was harvested and placed. A lot of it, what I ended up doing was I built the outside, and then layer by layer I just filled it in with water using the infinite water source feature, and let it freeze. One of the benefits of building in an ice biome, or building with ice in an ice biome. I don't really need to worry about ice because I have an infinite supply. Same with snow, really, although I do have a snow generator down in the basement of this place. As you can see, it is nice and tall right here. I may hollow this spire out eventually, make like a throne room, but I may just leave it as it is. Not sure. And here, we can get up all the way onto the very tip. And hopefully I haven't lost any ice. Whoop. Yeah, like that. Because I'd like to fill this in again. No, no! Don't do that. Being mean. We're on top of the world, literally. I cannot build any higher than this. This is the world height limit. You can see space start. That's how high we are. But yeah, is the Mesa. You can actually only just... You can see the inner curtain wall. Now it's covered with snow, so it's harder to see, but you can see... Whoop! Okay, hold on a second. This is something weird going on. Yeah, I don't know why there are those exceptions going on. It might be something to do with my render distance, actually. Which, I'm just going to show you this real quick. Yep, that is the whole thing, and check out those walls. Love them. Can't even see outside of them. That is how big this area is. This is the render limit for regular Minecraft. But let's now turn that down to about 7 seems to work all right. And now we're just floating on nothing. Look at the world, just floating gently beneath me. Anyways, I'm going to get down off camera and then show you the basement. It's times like this that I wish that I had Elytra. And this is a little fly around he did, because he was in... It was actually spectator mode, not creative mode. But yeah, this is again the person, the op of the server, just kind of doing a fly around down here. We'll get a more ground view look in a bit, but this should help kind of show off the scale a little bit. It has some neat shaders and stuff on, I think. And then whoop, right back out. Yeah, it's a pretty neat little video. We'll go right back underneath as soon as the rest of this finishes up. Well, I guess I'll take advantage of this world render error to show you the the basement area from a different perspective than usual. A little bit of a detail of the upper columns, and yeah, like this is the basement area. Nether portal, all that sort of stuff. This is so weird. Why is this doing this? I really don't know. The server is being funny. But you can see how far the basement extends out, actually, to the curtain wall, even outside of the keep. I don't know why it's doing this. That's bizarre. That's really bizarre. And you get down to it through this clever little elevator. Now, this was made before sticky pistons, and so it's using a fancy old-fashioned double piston extender, but one that is quadrupled and symmetricalized so that it'll do all four at once. It's a pretty neat piece of tech, if I do say so myself, and I'm not going to show it to you because I don't want to break anything. Anyways, this is a little super smeltery setup that I have, but this is, if it'll render in, the basement. Nether portals. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only one of them is active because my nether base is pants and does not deserve all 4 nether portals. But yeah, this is the basement. This is an area that I carved out. This was all solid stone, and I used all of that stone in the curtain walls around the outside. Put in some nice arches. Put in more kind of arches and nooks. This will eventually be my major storage system. I've already started filling in some stuff. For example, a little bit of cobblestone in here. And eventually, all of these will have their chests in them, and they'll be filled with things. But like I said, I am a fairly rich guy. And this is not my riches, this is just a lot of neat stuff that I have. Well, some of it. Clay and things. This is where my riches are. Check it out, feathers. All the feathers and eggs. No, that's just a joke. It is a lot of feathers and eggs. Oh, I can put that clay over in the clay bin. But all this redstone ore, still have 18 blocks and 45 pieces of redstone. This is my various devices. Some rails and some minecarts. You'll see why I don't have more than that in a second. And I showed you... and also my ender chest. Apparently, ender chests have a new opening and closing sound. Check it out. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like vacuous sounding. That's neat. Which, as you can see, books, lots and lots of blocks of emerald, blocks of diamond ore. I do not harvest diamonds. I just collect the ore. Now, occasionally, though, creepers will explode, and I will get diamonds. And that's where these guys came from. Some emerald ore. Yeah, I don't harvest ores or don't use them, because there's alternate ways of getting it. Lots of enchanted books of various stripes. My Silk Touch collection. Prismarine, nothing in there. Bunch of old tools. Bunch of new tools. And this is some enchanted armor, some regular armor. This is all mob drop stuff. Bows. I don't make these. I just collect them from mobs. Some iron stuff. Some chain. And some horse armor. And that's not from mobs, that's just from chests. Got plenty of other mob drops and stuff here. Lots and lots of slime because this area in the basement actually has 1 or 2 slime chunks in it. So it's so well lit, lots and lots of slime. Lots of iron. Like I said, there is an iron farm, which is where most of this came from. Things like spider eyes and silk and stuff. But this is where I'm really rich, aside from, you know, those. Iron ore. More iron ore. That chest up there is full of iron ore. All 3 of these... Oh, no, not these 3 chests. This is my fancy stuff that I don't have that much of. Working on the gold. And the lapis. Gonna have a lot of that eventually. This is just various miscellaneous things. These are not enchanted books, these are written books. Because I was trying to trade written books to a librarian. It wasn't working. I don't know if that actually does work or not. But these... This one, that one, that one, and working on that top of that one, all coal ore. This is just fancy stone, nether stuff. And then these used to be all cobblestone, but I moved that. But yeah, this is currently my base. A little bit of a tree farm. It's a little bit dirty. Like the tree farm and stuff, I will eventually move to their own areas and just have this section finally loaded in good. Have this section just be nice and clean, maybe make it into sort of a feast hall area. Like my little brewing stand and netherwort farm, pumpkin farm, potatoes, snow, stuff. Now, I have a bunch of minecarts and a bunch of minecart tracks, and there is a reason for that. Even aside from using it to travel in the nether, and this was a Christmas gift, a beacon, an emerald blocks, and a bunch of music discs. Neat stuff. But even aside from traveling through the nether, which we have an amazing nether system, but I'm not going to show it to you today, might save that for another Friday or something, is down here, in this alcove that I carved out, and along that tunnel, I am carving a tunnel to a friend's. This tunnel is very, very large, but it's also very far away, so I'm going to cut to that and give it a show. And this is the tunnel. I've been doing a little bit of off-camera digging. Well, I mean, like, most of this has been obviously off-camera. This is the first time I'm showing you guys this server. But, yeah, this is all 11 by 11 circular. And right now, that end that we started from, roughly 1,000 blocks in length. I'm just using a chest cart and a furnace cart, or a bunch of chest carts and a furnace cart to... Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. To, move a ton of cobblestone at once. I think I may make a video sometime in the future showing how you can use, like, the best way to use vanilla furnace carts, because I think they're an underappreciated block, or entity, item, you know what I'm talking about. I think they're underappreciated, and I also think that they're a little bit iffy in actual use. Like, there's a way... There are ways to use them, and there's situations where they're a lot more useful than powered rails. However, there's like two or three things that'd take them from being just, you know, somewhat useful to being incredibly useful. In any case, I'm going to finish bringing this stuff back, and then I'm going to get back to the tour of the Mesa. I'll see you back at base.